surfstrengthcoach.com. That was some high performance core conditioning. Speed, power, strength. That's what pros do. That's what the athletes are doing. That's what surfers need to get to. And I see too many surfers starting off with that high performance stuff, and they don't have the basic flexibility or the basic core function and control to do that stuff safely. So I see a lot of guys getting hurt. There's a lot of stuff like surf fitness stuff starting to pop up. All this high-speed rotational work, it's fun, it's exciting. That's what surfing really needs. That's in terms of requires, in terms of exercise. But the average dude that sits at the desk most of the week or doesn't surf that often isn't necessarily prepared for high-speed core training. Intrinsic core. So you think of two layers. You've got an inner unit and an outer unit. So an intrinsic inner unit core, we need to make sure that's functioning and make sure that we have stability through the torso in order to do all that high performance stuff. So, beginning series of core training for surfers, inner unit, basics, core stability. Let's get into it. First, mobility, flexibility, and posture. Ideal postural alignment. So I'm not here, I'm not here, I'm not hugely arched. Pretty neutral. I could work on the pelvis stuff a bit more, kind of stick ass out a bit. But the basic flexibility or the basic postural alignment is already there. If you're already out of posture, the core is not functioning optimally and joints are out of alignment. So if you start to put high-speed movement through it, things are going to crank and rip and tear and hurt. So posture, flexibility, all this rotational stuff. If you don't have the flexibility to rotate, then you start adding load and speed, things are going to hurt. So a basic rotational assessment. Can you separate the lower body from the upper body? Is this comfortable? Is one shoulder up? Is your head all stiff? You need to work on all the tissue work and stretches that I go through on the website or in surftrainingsuccess.com to get posture right and get everything flexible. Then we get into inner unit function. A lot of people go to this high-speed stuff and it's working on the obliques and the rectus abdominis, the abs, and all the back muscles. We need to make sure all the smaller core muscles are working. So you've got the multifidus, runs up the spine, transverse abdominis, that's like a corset, your diaphragm, and your pelvic floor. Core training starts with breathing. Can you breathe properly? Not only is this going to help your core training, but it's going to help. Breathing impacts so much stuff physiologically. You need to be able to breathe diaphragmatically. Can you breathe with your stomach, or can you only breathe with your neck? So, the diaphragm, as you inhale, the diaphragm contracts and presses down into the stomach, so it creates a vacuum in the lungs, so that your lungs inflate. But as the diaphragm contracts, it pushes the guts, all the intestines, outward. So, basic diaphragmatic breathing. You need to retrain yourself to breathe diaphragmatically. People are all stressed, drinking too much caffeine, oh my God, work sucks. Neck breathers, that's going to wreck stuff. Get into diaphragmatic breathing, practice it at night. You might need to lay on the ground first. So, diaphragmatic breathing, then we can get into, can you basically create an inner unit contraction? This could be a 10-minute video. For very brief sake, take a nice breath in. My stomach's full of air. Holding my breath, I pull my belly button in. See that contraction? I haven't had to change anything. It's a light contraction. Exhale, pull it in a little tighter. Breathe in. Transverse abdominis, inner unit contraction. Exhale. It's this drawing in. As you get into high-speed strength and performance stuff, the drawing in becomes a full brace where everything turns on. But most people use all these big abdominals, obliques, rectus abdominis, and they're not using any of the inner unit. And so you don't have stability in the spine. So everything here, gonna work on control, core control, stability. Get flexible, work on breathing, work on basic inner unit function, and then we can get into some good ball work. To start, without the ball, horse stance or bird dog. Think perfect spinal alignment. This is good alignment. This isn't. So we take good posture straight to here. Draw in. Can you hold that contraction there? Could you comfortably hold that draw in position for at least 60 seconds? You should. If you can't, then you might need to do this exercise for 20 seconds or 30 seconds, as long as you can keep that contraction. Opposite arm leg, straight out. Nothing moves. You see people doing this, they're arching the back. This is meant for you to control the torso. Straight out. If that's easy, you can start moving a leg. Nothing is moving. And then you can start coming into, you should be able to do these for at least 60 seconds. Nice control. Stabilize the spine. Basic horse stance or a bird dog. Another thing we'll often start working with clients after they're flexible, inner unit function, before high performance stuff. So, good alignment. I step laterally. It's called a supine lateral ball roll. I resist falling. Keep everything aligned. Longer, slower holds. We're building endurance and stability. If I come all the way out to the side, I can't hold it that long. Everything's bracing. We want to build endurance in all these smaller muscles, smaller movements, control, hold. So from the front, looks like step lateral, control. Supine lateral ball roll, another one. Alternating Supermans, you can do them on the floor. Surfers, get to the ball. Controlled back, so I'm not excessively arching. Opposite sides. Nice, long 20, 30-second holds. You may find yourself a bit more difficult on one side than the other. It's a good option for back endurance, low back strength, horse stance. Everything I'm showing you is really good for folks to get to if they've had back issues before getting into more dynamic movements. Russian twist. That leads in to higher performance upper body rotational stuff. So, can you breathe? Can you do a basic abdominal contraction or transverse abdominis contraction in inner unit? Control that draw in during these lower level core exercises. Work on these for a few weeks so you can own them. And then we'll do some more videos of higher performance stuff. Get to the high speed rotational work. It's fun. It's demanding. That's what surfers need to be working on because you're an athlete. They're athletic movements. But you have to have these foundations of core control, basic spinal stability, inner unit function. This lays the foundation for all the good stuff. Don't hurt yourself. If you're in Sydney, come see me. Let's do some training. Check out surftrainingsuccess.com. All this foundational work is in a series of programs. It takes all the guesswork out of it, how to apply it, when to use it. If you got some back issues and want to surf, give me a shout. Train well, train smart, surf, movement, nutrition, life. Peace.